Well, I wasn't going to post any more videos on this channel, but I've gotten so many questions about the riots that's going on right now in LA and California, everything that's going on with that. I've gotten probably 25 or 30 emails the last couple of days asking me my opinion about that. So instead of making a video and putting that on my other channel, I'm trying to keep the other channel to be from Appalachia, not a political channel, not really a news channel. It's more about minimalism. It's more about improving your life. It's more about just being free here in Appalachia and pretty much everywhere else. Put that channel and keep that channel about that. But I decided to make this video and put it up here on the Creekmore channel to let you all know my opinion, my thoughts about what's going on right now as far as the riots goes. Trump's been in office for a little over 6 months now, and I was surprised when he got in office that there wasn't rioting and looting then about the election. But there wasn't. I was kind of surprised by that because I thought that was part of the plan to cause destabilization so they could later on come in and offer, the solution, crisis, reaction, solution. But now we're starting to see that in these riots 6 months later. And it's all part of the plan. In my opinion, it's all part of the plan. And it's pretty obvious if you look at how they have put in different laws, different things like the Patriot Act. There's always a crisis, a reaction from the people to come and help us, make us safe. Then the solution, the government steps in and offers the solution. And we're seeing that now as part of the plan. That's why the border was left open for years. During Biden's whole term, the border was wide open, bringing people in, shipping people in, and everybody thinks it's about elections. They're not elected, they are selected. They don't care about the votes, they can put who they want to in there. And we don't have a choice in the matter. And I know people are going to disagree with that, but if you look at it the way it actually is, we don't choose who goes in for president. The whole election process here in the United States, in my opinion, is completely, totally rigged. You might disagree, and that's fine, but I think we're being played back and forth, the political left and right paradigm, Democrat, Republican, red versus blue, a donkey versus a elephant. It's all show, it's all WWE make-believe to divide and conquer. That's another thing they do, always divide and conquer. Crisis, reaction, solution, divide and conquer. They left the border open during Biden's whole term because they knew they wanted these people here to destabilize the country, because they have plans to put in more laws, more restrictions, more of a technocratic spy grid structure, control structure for our safety, of course. All these people come across, and now the people behind the scenes are funding all this, getting this all started, these riots all started. They're always paid rioters, we've seen that before, to get these other people angry, get these other people burning, looting, attacking police, attacking infrastructure, doing everything, and they're starting to spread. And it's all on purpose, because they know that when it gets bad enough, that they'll have to offer a solution, because of this crisis, the people will demand safety. They will demand a solution. And the government always steps in and offers that solution. And they've been trying to put in, this AI, they're working on that now, all the data centers. They are working on, biometric IDs, things like that. And they're going to use this as a reason to control more people, more police on the ground, maybe even martial law before it's just over with. And it's all part of the plan, because you have to have a crisis first. And usually that crisis is engineered to get the people to have a reaction. And the reaction's always come and help us, come and save us, make us safe again. And the government says, okay, we'll do that, but we have to pass this bill like the Patriot Act. We have to put in NDAA. We have to put in the biometric IDs. We have to do all this stuff. We have to bring the military on the streets. We have to militarize the police even more than they already are for your protection, of course. We have to do this for your protection, of course, and it might be temporary, but right now we're going to crack down, lock down, and get this all under control. We have to get this all under control. Take control of resources, take control of everything. That's what martial law is, to make us safe again. We saw a lot of this after 9/11. Crisis happened. People reacted with anger and hate. So we had war for like 20 years. As far as the United States being in Afghanistan, they went to war with Iraq. That didn't have anything to do with it at all. From what I've read, we know pretty much who is responsible for 9/11. It was done because we had the Patriot Act already ready to go. And that's where we are now. But they want to go even further. And you have to have these crises so people will demand safety from the government. If people are safe, if people are healthy, if everything is going great, they don't need the government. They don't need more laws, and they will bulk up against more laws. They will protest against more laws, more regulations, more control. But if you have a big enough crisis, like leaving the border open and letting 40, 50 million people come through, that you know, and at a certain time, when the time is right, when they're ready to go to the next step, that you can activate a lot of those people that cause chaos and violence. Then you can come in after the people, say we need to do something about this because they're burning the cities down, they're burning the towns down. We have to get these people out of here. We have to deport these people. We have to have mass roundups. And we do need to get these people out of here. But they will let in for a reason, just for that. So they can put in these laws. So they can take and control the people more. Every single time it happens, guys. Crisis, reaction, solution, divide and conquer. That's the way every time. Just like when they go to war, it's usually a false flag. They'll either know what's going to happen and let it happen as an excuse to get the people to rally behind this war effort, or they'll do it their own self. And we see it in other countries also. It happens all the time, has for years. Most all the wars have been started through, false flags. To look like it's this person over here, this country over here, but the proof, the media will ramp it up because that's their job. And we'll go to war. Same thing with open border. We've been worried about the border, rightly so, during Biden's whole term. It was left wide open, flying people in, criminals and everything, but it's for a purpose, and it wasn't for voting. It wasn't for elections like everybody is saying. It was to cause mass violence, mass rioting, looting, burning, violence, so the military could be put on the ground, National Guard could be activated, and it will get worse. The police will be more militarized, biometric IDs and things like that. And it's all about our safety, for our protection. They put us between a rock and a hard place. You have to either be for letting all the violence happen, or you have to support the government in stopping it, but in stopping the violence and stopping whatever, they have to take more of your rights, more of our rights, more freedoms. They have to put in more of a spy grid. You have to watch everyone more closely. They have to be able to detain anyone they want off the street and put those people in the prison to deport those people. Even, someone like me is a possibility. Anymore, you can never tell what's going to happen. People think that sounds crazy. I've been American all my life, but born here, been here 52 years. But who knows where this is going to? But they want ultimate power. And if you look into the Agenda 2030, everything that's happening now is leading us right to that goal, that Agenda 2030 globalist agenda. It's amazing. It really, truly is. And people don't see it at all. People are so completely blinded to what's going on. And just like all the stuff about the Epstein files and all that, it's to get us looking over here, talking about this, talking about that, while these other things are happening, they've had so much stuff happen in the last 5 years. It's been one thing after another, one natural disaster after another. We've had wars, we've had all kinds of things going on, things in the Middle East, things in Russia, things here. We've had drones flying everywhere, we've had pandemics, we've had balloons supposedly from China come all the way across the United States and then get shot down, you know, out in the ocean. Constant. We've had, it was over 122, I think it was, food processing plants blow up, spontaneously combust, go away. All kinds of things, man. We had Tesla, the Cybertruck that got blown up. I mean, just one thing after another to keep you looking over here, looking over there, and to keep you in a constant state of fear, constant state of crisis, so they can eventually come in and ramp it up. Everyone will say, we've got to do something about this. It's got to happen. You know, martial law, National Guard, maybe even the military on the streets. I know people will say it's never going to happen because of the Constitution. And the Constitution has been crapped on so much. If you look at the Patriot Act, completely shit right on top of the Constitution, what that was. And we've seen it over and over and over again. They don't care about the Constitution. We've had constitutional rights that's been trampled on, pooped on, wadded up and thrown out for years here, for decades. But it's getting worse because right now they are picking it up because they have an agenda, they have a timeline. 2030, that's the timeline. And what we're seeing is all playing into that. We might not want to believe it, but it's the truth. I mean, look at, if you, like David Icke says, and I'll give credit where credit is due. David Icke says, if you know the destination, it's easy to look and see the journey that you're making. If you know the destination, which is Agenda 2030, the whole agenda, you can look at what's going on now and see how it will lead you right to the destination, Agenda 2030. Anyways, guys, that's my opinion, backed up by a lot of friggin' research, a lot of common sense, and a lot of thought. The border was left open on purpose, not for votes, not for elections. It was left open, all these people through here, because they could be activated later on with a lot of crazy Americans too, activated with them to do what they're doing right now. It'll more than likely expand because that will fit, you know, that will help along what they want to happen anyway, which is biometric IDs. We've already seen a push for that. We've seen the real ID be pushed through. We've seen these data centers be pushed through. We saw Larry Ellison with Oracle on Trump's second day was talking about how they're going to put in $500 billion in new data centers. Larry Ellison of Oracle said before that in another, I think it was on a TV broadcast, I think it was maybe, or a podcast or something. I've seen the video, you probably have too. But said when AI is tied into everything, watching through all the cameras and watching in real time, that we'd be on our best behavior. Everyone would be on their best behavior. Part of it, biometric IDs, scanning. Nationwide database, citizen database of every individual in the United States. We put all of our information, like in the Facebook a long time ago, people did. Their photographs and things, they can get your face right off of that, put you in the database, and that's being done right now with Palantir, which is owned by Peter Thiel, which funded and bankrolled J.D. Vance, which is Donald Trump's vice presidential pick. So you see how it works, guys. You see how it works. They're leading us right to the goal, Agenda 2030. If you know the destination, you can see the journey. It's easy to see. It's easy to see where they're going with this. And they do the same playbook over and over and over again. They have forever. Crisis, reaction, solution. We had the pandemic, if you remember, and no doubt you probably do, 5 years ago, I think it was, close to 6 now, when it started. And we saw people video from China, people in the street, just falling over in the street dead. And that was to get people to get more afraid before it supposedly got here. They used that crisis because people got scared because of what they were seeing on the television and all the case numbers constantly, all the death numbers constantly, hospitalization numbers, all the numbers constantly. People saw that. People saw what was going on and they wanted to be safe. So, in comes the government. Stay-at-home orders. The government, wear a mask. We got this new injection here. Take this or lose your job. Take this before you can travel. Take this before you can go into a store. The solution, because they wanted it to get there already. They wanted you to take this, so they had to have a crisis to justify it. And what we're seeing now with these riots and rioting and looting and burning and everything that's happening right now in LA. And more than likely it's going to spread because that will help push more toward their ultimate goal, which is Agenda 2030. Anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Go subscribe to my other channel if you haven't already, to View from Appalachia, because I'll put a link down here in the description box below in the first pinned comment. I would probably post a video like this, or a news type video on the Creekmore channel every so often if something important's come up. But as far as posting prepping videos and things, I'm not going to do that anymore. I have books about that. I have the Appalachian Freedom Files. It's full of information about that. It's all been covered. It's all been covered to ad nauseum. The prepping niche has been. And now it's just everyone repeating what's been said, what I said 15 years ago. It just keeps repeating. People do the information, the knowledge, showing about this, food storage and buckets and things, water purification and things. Information's out there. You can store food, you can find information. Like I said, I have 5 books. You want one of those, detailed information, a website with probably 600 articles on that website now. I mean, all kinds of information I've put out over the years. There's all kinds of other books on Amazon. You just go on Amazon and type in prepping books, and you'll get 500 of them come up. It's a saturated niche, and anyone that wants to be prepping at this point will be prepping. So I decided to go on and do my other channel, View from Appalachia, for my own sanity and kind of for my own betterment, I think. Do my own thing, see what's going on, do my own thing, but if you want to prep, you can. You know, I haven't stopped. I'm not going to stop. But there's no need in talking about it and trying to get people to do it, because people that want to has been. Over the last 5 years, if you wasn't already prepping or haven't started, considering everything that's been going on, if you haven't done it yet, they're not going to. So just wasting my breath talking about it. These gnats. Golly gee whiz. Anyway, I want to go try to get this video up.